Hello, French learners! Today we are mastering spoken French and we are going to do some articulation exercises.
All right, let's dive right into this explainer and finally crack the code on mastering spoken French and, crucially, retaining your vocabulary. So if you're an English-speaking student who's been doing all the right things, grinding through grammar rules, passing the tests, reading the textbooks, but you still feel completely paralyzed when you actually try to have a conversation, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to build a really clear, super actionable blueprint to help you practice daily and actually hold on to all those new words and expressions you stumble across in your everyday life.
Because honestly, why do native French speakers sound like they're speaking at warp speed? And why is it that you keep forgetting the vocabulary you spent hours studying? It is a universally frustrating experience, right? You feel great about your reading comprehension, but the second you hear real, fast-paced French out on the street or maybe in a movie or at a busy cafe, you just freeze up. It sounds like one giant endless word. And to make matters worse, all that vocab you meticulously memorized, poof, gone the second you open your mouth. Well, we are going to directly address that massive disconnect right now.
I actually absolutely love this analogy from our sources. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. You see, language fluency isn't about sitting down and cramming for 3 agonizing hours on a Sunday afternoon and then doing absolutely zero French the rest of the week. That just doesn't work. Think about it like exercise. A brisk 15-minute walk every day does way more for your heart than one massive, exhausting run a month, right? Fluency is exactly the same. It's about everyday exposure. It's about creating a consistent routine that genuinely doesn't feel like a chore.
Okay, let's get into part 1, the daily French blueprint, where we structure your practice. The real secret sauce here is a brilliant concept borrowed from Japanese philosophy. It's called Kaizen. Basically, Kaizen is the philosophy of making small, continuous daily improvements. So instead of aiming for these massive, infrequent leaps in your learning, which, let's be honest, almost always lead to burnout and frustration, you just aim to get a tiny, microscopic bit better every single day. You understand maybe one more news article today than you did yesterday. You learn just one more word. And the crucial part, you do it with pleasure. Keep it simple. Focus on topics you actually enjoy, whether that's sports, cooking, or cinema. And here's what that looks like in practice. A simple 30-minute daily routine that you can easily squeeze right into your downtime. It literally covers all the bases. Grab 10 to 15 minutes of listening, maybe a French podcast while you commute. Then spend 5 to 10 minutes reading an article about something you actually care about while you're waiting in line for coffee. Take another 5 to 10 minutes to write a quick social media comment or a diary entry in French. And finally, 5 to 10 minutes of speaking out loud. Seriously, even if you're just talking to yourself in the shower, it counts. Do this daily for just 3 months, and your level will absolutely skyrocket. Moving on to part 2, hacking your memory and the science of retention.
Have you ever learned a list of vocab on a Monday only to completely, entirely forget it by Wednesday? Yeah, me too. That is the famous Ebbinghaus forgetting curve in action. Your brain naturally and actually quite efficiently discards information it thinks is useless to prevent sensory overload. But you can completely hack this process using something called an SRS, or spaced repetition system. Basically, it forces your brain to recall a word right at the exact moment you're about to forget it, gradually increasing the time between your reviews until that word is permanently locked into your long-term memory.
And the absolute best part, you don't have to sit around doing the math on these memory intervals yourself. Software tools like Anki, Memrise, and Mosalingua completely automate the flashcard intervals based on that exact science. The real trick here is to keep it manageable. Just learn 2 to 4 new words a day. But listen closely, because this is absolutely vital. You have to learn them in context. Do not just memorize isolated words on a blank card. Put them in a full, real-life sentence. Doing this turns vocabulary retention from a massive headache into just a simple daily reflex. All right, part 3, the shadowing technique, where we master your pronunciation. Enter a wildly effective method called shadowing. Shadowing is simply listening to an audio recording, a podcast, a YouTube video, whatever, and repeating what you hear out loud, word for word, with as little delay as possible. You are acting as the speaker's literal shadow. Think of this as the ultimate gym workout for your face. French relies on sounds that literally do not exist in English, right? Like that specific guttural French R or the rounded OO sound. Your facial muscles physically need training to produce those sounds effortlessly without you having to overthink it.
And practicing specific diction exercises out loud is going to dramatically improve your articulation. For instance, try spitting out a tongue twister like this.
Slowly at first, exaggerating your mouth movements. Once comfortable, gradually speed up while maintaining clear pronunciation. Le loup loupe le but du nuage. The wolf misses the cloud's goal. Tu, tout. Où est le trou du tout? You, everything. Where is the whole of everything? Sur ce pull, une tache de pur jus. On this sweater, a stain of pure juice. 2. Un bon vin blanc, dans un grand banc blanc. A good white wine in a big white bench. Quand le vent vient, le vent vend du vent. When the wind comes, the wind sells wind. Vincent vend 25 vins blancs dans un van. Vincent sells 25 white wines in a van. 3. Focus on the French R. Ra, ri. Ra, rue. Rare, rire. Rat, rice, rat, street, rare, laugh. Rien n'est rare, rien n'est pire qu'un gros rat qui rit. Nothing is rare. Nothing is worse than a big rat laughing. 3 gros rats gris dans 3 gros trous ronds. 3 big grey rats in 3 big round holes. 4. Focus on silent endings. Il fait beau, il fait chaud, il fait froid, il fait bon. It is nice, it is hot, it is cold, it is good. Le petit chat dort dans le lit plat. The little cat sleeps in the flat bed.
Grand vent, grand saut, grand talent.
Big wind, big jump, big talent. 5. Facial gymnastics. Chaque chose choisie est une chose chérie. Each chosen thing is a cherished thing. Fais-moi un peu de feu, fais-moi un peu de café. Make me some fire, make me some coffee. Voulez-vous que je vous dise ce que je veux que vous fassiez? Do you want me to tell you what I want you to do?
Further exercises and tips. Place a pen horizontally between your teeth and read the sentences. This will force your facial muscles to work harder to articulate.
Try saying that right now. It really forces your mouth to over-articulate and form those consonants properly. So read them out loud, open your mouth wide, and build up that vocal muscle memory. That way you're not stumbling over your own tongue when you finally talk to a native speaker.
Section 4. Stop translating in your head and start thinking like a native. If you want to actually think in French, you have to immerse yourself. Here are a few dead simple daily immersion hacks to shut down that internal English translator. First, go into your settings right now and change your smartphone and computer operating systems to French. Second, when you're binging Netflix, use the French audio track with French subtitles. Never, ever use English subtitles. This forces your brain to directly link the spoken sound to the written French word. This kind of constant ambient exposure forces your mind to engage with French naturally, totally bypassing your English-speaking brain. Finally, Section 5, Decoding Real Spoken French. The textbook versus the street.
Okay, so the absolute biggest secret to understanding native speakers is this. In real spoken French, they almost always drop the ne in negative sentences. In a classroom, you diligently learn to say je ne sais pas. But out on the street, you are going to hear je sais pas. It completely alters the rhythm and the musicality of a whole sentence. And literally everyone does this, from teenagers to business professionals. Dropping that ne is your very first major step to sounding natural and actually keeping up with what people are saying to you.
Just look at the difference here. The textbook will teach you nous allons au cinéma. But a real French person, they will almost exclusively say on va au cinéma. Swapping out nous for on makes your French instantly shorter, way faster, and infinitely more authentic.
I would like to point out that this mainly applies to informal French, spoken with family, friends, or colleagues in a relaxed setting. It can be sometimes weird if you address a stranger like this.
It's just quicker and easier to say, which is exactly why native speakers naturally gravitate right towards it. So let's summarize these linguistic shortcuts really quick. Natives drop the ne. They swap nous for on. They swallow that letter E, meaning je le sais speeds up into je sais. They contract their words, so tu just becomes de. And they completely pepper their speech with familiar little filler words, saying grave to aggressively agree, bof to show they don't care, or ça marche to say okay. Realize this, spoken French isn't some completely different language. It's just reduced, it's contracted, and it's highly, highly efficient.
Once you tune your ear to those specific codes, movie dialogue and real-life chats are going to make so much more sense. Well, we've covered a ton of incredibly useful ground today, haven't we? From building that 30-minute Kaizen routine and hacking your brain with spaced repetition, to vocal shadowing and decoding the actual street rules of French. But here's the thing. All this knowledge is completely useless if you don't use it. So here is my direct challenge to you. Which one of these techniques are you going to apply to your daily routine today? Are you going to go switch your phone to French right now? Or maybe try shadowing a podcast on your walk home? Just pick one. Start small, stick with it, and I absolutely promise you'll smash right through that intermediate plateau.
If this video helped you, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you want to keep improving your French with more practical, real-world guides like this one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss a lesson. Thank you so much for watching and for allowing me to be a part of your French journey. Keep practicing, be bold, and bon courage. À bientôt!